Eno ye Salam TV.
Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Our dear viewers of Salam TV, we appreciate you. We thank you for always getting that pen and book to be ready to receive the Islam and Science. Today is 8th of September 2025, which is corresponding to 16th Rabi al-Awwal 1447. That is after migration of the beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We are asked back. We can follow us on Salam Star Timers, Go TV, or the Afro Mobile app. You're traveling, you're in your kitchen, you can please download the Afro Mobile app and follow these interesting shows. Today, we are going to appreciate the miracles of the human body, but more specifically, the nervous system. This is the Alhidaayah show every Monday, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. I am Alkam Mayanja, your host, and I'm not going to take a lot of time apart from welcoming our guest today, that is none other than Mr. Ismail Kakande. You're most welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Ismail Kakande is a sports scientist and also nurse working with the Gangu Medical Center. Please, can you say salam to our dear viewers?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I'm glad to be here again to discuss, to share the knowledge that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us with.
No.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Ismail Kakande. Our dear viewers, whenever you miss this delightful show of yours, which anticipates Islam and Science, you can go and visit the Salam TV YouTube channel. You type in Alhidaayah show. You will be viewing the recap and enjoy. Please, your feedback is very essential and crucial. Share your feedback to us, what you would like us to improve. Could be some science you'd like us to discuss here on the Alhidaayah show, where we discuss Islam and Science. Today, as I've just said, we are going to appreciate the nervous system. That sensation that helps you acknowledge when you touch a burning stick, you remove your hand just there and then. When you step on a nail, why do you jerk immediately without someone telling you that please and please, you've stepped on a nail, can you please remove your leg? But you do it automatically. So that's what we want to appreciate today. Mr. Ismail Kakande, you're most welcome, sir. What is this nervous system?
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes.
The nervous system, in short, let us term it as a communication system within our body.
No.
So before we dive deep, we should pick a leaf that communication is key, even in our daily dealings. Yes.
True.
As a married couple, communication is key. As an organization, there should be a clear channel for communication. Likewise, the body, there is a communication through which different body systems communicate to each other. For instance, for the example given to us, that you've touched something burning,
Yes.
okay? So the body will communicate that it's what? It's burning, like we are getting hurt, we are injured. So the affected part will send information to the brain. Then the brain will interpret the information, the kind of information that this is a hot thing. Maybe you've touched something sharp, maybe, which is not pleasant to the body, or which, when an action is not taken, it would lead to further injury. So the brain will communicate to the appropriate structures of the body. Probably the muscles that contract in this way, to this extent, with this degree of contraction, that you withdraw
from this burning object.
Yes. Otherwise, if you touch a burning object, then the body does not communicate, or there is a missing link, then this would mean that you would burn the whole hand without any response. Okay?
Akbar.
So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has designed this system to help us communicate. When you're nervous, the central nervous system will communicate with the appropriate systems It would be the adrenal gland that maybe secretes some adrenaline, so that now this person is in a state of fear. It is of importance that you're in that state when you're afraid, because you're going to be more alert, you're going to be more vigilant, and you're going to take any possible action for your survival. So the nervous system, it is very, very, very crucial in the body, and I would say it is the master of the body.
Yes.
So when we talk about the nervous system, our dear viewer could wish to understand what the nervous system is, or what is composed of the nervous system. So when we are talking of the nervous system,
Yes.
the nervous system, we can categorize it into two. We have the central nervous system and then the peripheral nervous system. So the central nervous system is composed of the brain,
which we looked at in the previous lectures here.
yes,
No.
then the spinal cord,
No.
and then basically those two, the brain and the spinal cord.
Yes.
Then the peripheral nervous system, we have we have the somatic nervous system, or the voluntary, and then the autonomous nervous system.
Yes.
Yes. So basically that is a quick breakdown of the nervous system. So what are we going to appreciate for this given topic today?
Yes.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us, and if there is any reason or any difference between a human being and a goat or any other creature,
Yes.
that is the nervous system or the brain, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us intellect.
Yes.
And the intellect, obviously we shall get it into the brain. There are things that you're not going to do. The innovativeness of humans, it is simply within this system. It is because of this system. And I want us to appreciate that the nervous system, in particular the brain, this is the most complex system in the universe. Do not talk of any other system. Don't talk of a computer. Don't talk of ocean currents. Do not talk of any system that you can think of that you think is very complicated, cannot be understood. Yes, please.
The previous lecture we looked at the saturated system, and the presenter then told us that the saturated system is very complicated. It reaches every part of your body. So you're meaning that this one overwhelms this, like it overrides it. The nervous system.
One thing we can take is that we do not fully understand how the nervous system can operate. Okay?
No.
But for other systems, for instance, the saturated system, we know how blood moves in vessels. We know what happens. We have at least a greater extent of knowledge as per other systems.
No.
But when it comes to the nervous system, or to the brain in particular, we may not simply or easily explain how the brain works. We may not simply explain how certain things move within the system. For instance, if I may try to pose a technical question to someone who has gotten some knowledge pertaining this system, could someone explain how the brain stores information? We know that for other systems, maybe the hepatocytes, those are the liver cells. When you take in excess glucose, they will store it in form of glycogen.
Yes.
And we can make tests and find that these cells have glycogen. When we go to the lipocytes, those are the fat cells, we know how they store fat. So when we go to the nervous system, can we have an explanation of how these nerve cells store the kind of information they have? That I've ever come to Salam TV, I've met so and so, and this face is familiar. Okay, so that information that the cells are keeping, we do not know how these cells store this information, and very many anonymous things that are unique or particular to this given system. Yes, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has designed it in a very unique way, and there is a reason as to why your brain is the uppermost organ of your of your body.
Allah Akbar.
It is at the top, guided, like it's protected with over 22 bones. in the cranium.
Below the skull.
Yes. Below the bones, we have the membranes still that are surrounding the brain and the spinal cord as well. So this shows how important this system is. Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ismail Kakande. At least now our dear viewers of Salam TV are well conversant of the nervous system. We can even get one to tell us. Mr. Ismail Kakande, what are those special aspects, all the facts that our dear viewer of Salam TV would like to appreciate that are specific and unique for this nervous system? Can you tell us some of them?
Okay. So very unique with the nervous system is that it has over 86 billion neural cells.
Allah Akbar.
Can you imagine?
86 billion.
86 billion neural cells make up the nervous system. Two, if we have the neurons, okay? A neuron or a nerve can be 3 feet long. It's not a continuous line. These nerves keep on breaking at certain junctions. So a single neuron can be around 3 feet long. But
a neuron, is it this cell, the smallest cell or the smallest unit when you talk of a neuron?
Oh, okay. Yes. Let us talk of a nerve. For instance, if I may demonstrate using myself, from here from the shoulder up to maybe this palm, we have connections of neurons, all the nerves. Okay, so there is a nerve that will make junctions with another nerve, and they make branches. Okay, this whole hand is supplied with different nerves.
Because we have looked at the nerve endings in all our previous lectures. We looked at the circulatory system, we looked at all the other systems, the digestive system, and then at a certain moment they could tell us that we have the nerve endings. Now the nerve endings cause this. Now the nerve endings send signals. Well, how is that? So
when we try to throw light on that, is that a nerve end, now this is, let us call it a receptacle, or this thing that will interact with the environment. Directly. Okay, for instance, when we talk of the pain nerve endings, we shall find it on the periphery of the skin, on the surface of the skin, or just beneath the skin. That they are sensitive to environmental stimuli. If you're touched or if you're inflicted with pain, then they pick up this signal and change it. For instance, if it is mechanical, it is these receptors shall change it into a form that is transmissible, more preferably into an electrical format. So that's how a nerve, that's how an impulse, or that's how communication in the body moves. So if you're touched like this, a single touch, then the bioreceptors, these are sensitive to pressure or touch. They are going to transform this energy or this stimuli of touch into electrical impulses. Then it's going to move up to the brain. Then the brain will make an interpretation that perhaps someone has touched you, turn this way.
Oh, because I think this can answer a question of our dear viewers of Salam TV who had that question. If you're saying, Mr. the sports scientist, that I have electrical impulses in my body or electricity in my body, but what generates that? I mean, someone is like, if we look at this other electricity distributed, it is made from a dam and then distributed to other parts of the body. I think now this can answer our dear viewer that now the electrical impulses that are transmitted into the human body, they are generated by these environmental factors. That is the heat, the changes in temperature. Oh, that is very nice.
I would like us to cite out something. It is like a principle in physics, saying that energy cannot be
generated, but it just changes from one form to the other.
Exactly. So the energy that when you're touched, there is already energy that it is mechanical.
Yes.
So when it is stimulated, or when it finds a transducer, we call it a transducer. A transducer is either a device or an organ that has the capacity to change energy from one form into the other. So these receptacles or receptors, call them the pain receptors, the pressure receptors, for the case of the tongue, we have the taste buds. They have the capacity to transmit specific stimuli into electrical impulses, which is also a form of energy, because we know that electricity is a form of energy. So tabarakallahu ahsanul khaliqin, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He's the best of what? Creators. Imagine for a dam we need a constant supply of water.
Yes.
There is a series of things that we shall have to undergo, accelerating this water, the turbines, what and what. But now this body, you will not, okay, for instance, your phone needs electricity or needs some power for it to function.
Yes.
But at one point it will have to black out and then you charge. But for this body, it has its own self-regulatory way of how it will continuously generate electricity without charging your body. Could someone imagine that for you maybe to talk, maybe to walk, you need maybe to charge? You plug yourself, you charge for like 2 hours, then you make other activities. Of course, there is a system for charging, that is through the digestive system. You provide energy. But it is it's a very long process through which now energy in the food is going to be channeled into other forms that are going to be usable in the body. So leaving that, other facts that we may appreciate about the nervous system, we would say that the nervous system, this is the center for every information, for every activity. So every organ in the body it communicates with the nervous system, particularly the central nervous system, but through specific nerves. They can be peripheral or what we call the cranial nerves. Yes. So we have very many facts that we may discuss for today. Yeah, if I may try to, we may talk about how fast communication moves within the body. Your brain is very, very fast. Do not talk about a computer that of any brand. The rate at which your brain works, maybe when you touch something to interpret it, it interprets it within even less than 30 milliseconds. The information is already processed. We don't have any device that has the capacity to do that, to execute or to process a command or any input at that speed. So we may also talk about electricity and chemistry of the cells. That the neural cells over the nervous system has the capacity, as we've been talking, to change different stimuli into electrical impulses. Imagine someone pricks you, you understand that someone has pricked me, but how has that information moved from an area of infliction to the brain that you understand that someone has pricked you? Perhaps you need to change position. Okay, then we would say that there is a myth that says that we only use 10%. The brightest person in this world can only use 10% of their cranial ability, of their brain ability. That your brain can do much more. It's a myth, not yet proven, but it tries to tell us how unique the brain is. You can only use 10% of your brain. What an amazing thing.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ismail Kakande. Our dear viewer of Salam TV, I think you have appreciated and we've enjoyed the Islam and science. This is the first session. We are going to go in for a break, but before we go in for a break, I always inform you, visit the Salam TV YouTube channel, search for Alhidaayah Show, watch and then comment, share with the friends, because this is Sadaqatul Jaliyah. After sharing, you comment back because your feedback is very important to us. We're going to go in for a short break and we begin from there. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Eno ye Salam TV.
Don't miss out on being part of the ultimate game changer. Omumaniwa Salam TV is expanding nationwide, bringing life-changing prizes to all Ugandans. Everyone can win, including cars, Haji and Umrah pilgrimages, land titles, hard cash, home furniture, TV sets, and many others. Partner with us in this noble cause and let's transform lives together. Don't miss out. Call or WhatsApp 0776 988 064 or 0702 988 064 for more information. Get ready to win from June 10th, 2025 to February 14th, 2026.
A new era has arrived and it starts with a simple download. Get the new and improved My DSTV app and get used to more control with streamlined payments, easy error clearing, live chat assistance, and more, all in one app. This is the My DSTV experience, reimagined and upgraded to a whole new level. Download the new My DSTV app from your app store.
I'm one of the scientists now doing research on plastic technology recycling, where we can be able to produce other products from plastic waste. For example, we are trying to develop a plastic tile with sand plastic tile, that it is unbreakable, it can be shifted from one roof to another. So this is a project we are working on. It's our initiative as Kazire Group of trying to reduce waste from the environment. Brothers and sisters, Taso Butonde for a better Uganda.
This message is brought to you by National Environment Management Authority, Kampala Capital City Authority, Vivo Energy, Airco, Pepsi, Stanbic Bank, and NBS TV. Better steady, be better.
I got a call from someone and he said he was from UCC and he said he was going to block my number because they were updating. And I remember typing in some things, and the next thing I know, I received a message saying that I had sent all the money I had to that number. So don't be like me. Digital fraud is very real. And many people, it is very common these days. So please be vigilant. Do not share your PIN to anyone. Bella said, be better.
In partnership with Uganda Communications Commission and NBS.
Okulinyisa omutindo gwa Afro Mobile. Eno yengeri joyinza okuza obujja omutindo gwa Afro Mobile yo. Funa app ya Afro Mobile okuva ku mukutu gwa Google Store oba App Store, oba ku mutimbagano gwa www.afromobile.com. Londako forgotten password. Tekamu account yo eya Afro Mobile oze bujja pin code yo. Ojja kufuna obubaka ku email yo okuli ne code empya. Bw'oteekamu code eyo, olwo pin yo empya ekkirizibwe. Afro Mobile, emboozi za Africa ezannamaddala.
Who brings communities together? MPs mobilize constituents to support government programs and campaigns. They also mobilize constituents for development purposes and programs intended to improve their standard of living. Your member of parliament is your representative. Make your voice heard. This message is brought to you by the Parliament of the Republic of Uganda.
Eno ye Salam TV.
Viewers of Salam TV, we always appreciate you for tuning in, for getting that pen and paper to note down the facts, the science, and Islam. This is the Alhidaayah show every Monday 3 p.m. to 4 p.m., where we appreciate Islam and science. Today, we are looking at the nervous system, miracles of the human body, but now the nervous system. Previously, or in our first session, we've looked at what is this nervous system, and we said it is a medium of communication through which all these body organs communicate to each other. We have appreciated that when you step on a stone, it is this stepping on the stone, the pain that is transmitted into an electric signal, and then your brain or the spinal cord receives it, and then you jerk away from the burning object or from this nail which is inflicting pain. In studio, I have Mr. Ismail Kakande, a sports scientist and a nurse working with Gangu Medical Center. After that, we are going to appreciate the disorders. Mr. Ismail Kakande, what are the disorders of the nervous system? What is that disorder? How do we call them? We can refer to them as disorders, diseases of this nervous system, or abnormalities of this nervous system. That the viewer of Salam TV who is not suffering from such could appreciate Allah, that Fatabarakallahu ahsanul khaliqin. Indeed, Allah created me in the best mode, on the best way that I am. What are some of them?
Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
In this particular session, let us appreciate some of the disorders. Let us go way back during development, when we are developing inside our mother's wombs.
No.
So there are very many things that can happen. There are very many things that can affect us. For instance, in the first place, pregnant women are always advised that they should take malaria, like anti-malaria doses
up to completion.
Yes, even when they are not diagnosed with malaria, but as a prophylaxis or as a preventative measure. Why? That malaria can cross, or malaria parasites can cross the placenta. Yes, the plasmodium can cross the placenta and then affects the brain, the baby's brain. Okay.
Yes.
So during childbirth, there are very many injuries that can happen, very many conditions that can happen.
Yes.
For instance, if there is delayed labor, a mom fails to push, or the mom is not in an appropriate place or with appropriate technical people to help her deliver, then this would imply that she's going to have delayed delivery. So once the baby is delayed in within the womb, when the time has come for them to come out,
yes,
then complication may come. Some of them we would have it's called birth asphyxia. So it's that time, it's just a short period of time, but very critical, that if a baby is asphyxiated, then this would imply that they are going to have, it's about their breathing. So when they start suffocating, just for seconds, it doesn't take a lot of time. Just like few seconds, then this child runs out of breath in the process of delivery, then they become asphyxiated. So asphyxiation means that there is that period when there was no blood supply to this newly born baby. Then this would result in two conditions such as cerebral palsy. And this, when you look into the community, these are children that are very common. These are common cases.
Yes.
We can all understand, we can all witness. Just maybe we may not know that this is now maybe the cause or this is the condition, but key features of how you know that this person is suffering from cerebral palsy, it would be that maybe this child is drooling saliva. Okay, then maybe the eyes are not oriented properly. Maybe this person, they're having they call them lazy eyes.
Yes.
Their face is not okay. They are lame at times.
Yes.
They have poor growth. You find someone, they tell you that he's 9 years, but as if this person is about
15 years.
about 15 months. Okay.
Yes.
So these are all complications of birth asphyxia, and particularly they affect the brain. So our first note would be cerebral palsy. So cerebral palsy, when we talk of palsy, then we are meaning of paralysis, in short.
Yes.
So there are specific centers in the brain, for instance, those that are responsible for what? For voluntary actions, movement of muscles.
Yes.
So in such a center is affected, then which means the muscles that are being supplied with these nerves, they are going to be wasted. They are not going to be functional, and we shall see that we shall see it resulting into a lame baby and so many conditions. Then the other, still during childbirth,
Yes.
we have what we call the facial palsy. Within our body,
Yes.
we have what we call the cranial nerves. There are 12. So from the olfactory, optic, they are very up to the last one, hypoglossal nerve.
Yes.
So nerve 7, which is called the facial nerve, we call it the facial nerve.
Yes.
So during childbirth, let me say the presentation of the baby who is to be delivered is not appropriate. Then it would result into birth injuries. We refer to them birth injuries. And then this birth injury, when it is particular to a facial nerve, then this baby we shall present with the condition we term as the facial palsy. So other conditions can come in when you're glowing. For instance, when you get maybe an accident,
Yes.
and maybe you get a head injury, particular to the part of the brain affected, it may result into hemiplegia. Hemiplegia, this is when half of your body has been paralyzed.
Yes.
When someone tells you, I can't feel my feet, even if you inflict pain, even if you do what, I can't feel it. So in the medical terms, we refer to it as hemiplegia. Then we may have paraplegia, when one side of the body is affected, is paralyzed. Also, it is typical in people that have gotten stroke.
Yes.
Yes. So when you get when you get stroke that affects the left side, then that affects the left side of your brain, then the right side of the body is going to be affected. Other conditions, we have the degenerative diseases, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran that وَمَنْ نُعَمِّرْهُ نُنَكِّسْهُ فِي الْخَلْقِ أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ. That even if we have a short lifespan, but even to those that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has extended their terms in terms of life expectancy.
Yes.
You move from the bracket of 60, 70, you approach 90 years.
Yes, I have my grandmother who was celebrating 96 years yesterday.
Yeah.
And you can see she's very okay and she's working properly.
Yeah.
What does it communicate? Is it that this nervous system for it doesn't get old like these other systems, or
the nervous system?
Yes.
It does get old to conditions. There are very many. When someone grows,
Yes.
they are predisposed to conditions such as the Alzheimer's disease. It is a degenerative neuro disease.
Yes.
That someone can no longer, you can't expect your grandmother or someone who's old to be as fast as you can, as you,
Yes.
in terms of their intellectual processing. You can't give a quick example.
Yes.
Your grandmother can ask you, why did you take my radio? And then you ask, which radio? Yet she's the very person who kept it, that you would what? You would spoil it, but now she forgets so quickly.
It will take her more time to remember and recall that, oh, I placed this radio here. It is because of that
condition.
Allah Akbar.
So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is by the way, at one point at campus where it is a full topic, a course unit that is covered for a full semester,
Yes.
talking about aging, the aging process. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us about the aging process in the Quran, that for someone to whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has granted
Yes.
long life, then we decrease them in what? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decreases them in creation.
Yes.
What did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mean? That they will no longer be energetic as they've been.
Yes.
They will start getting memory loss, to a condition we may refer to as amnesia.
No.
And very many other things. So those are some of the conditions that affect the nervous system.
Yes.
But we have those injuries that are avoidable.
Yes.
So this is a simple advice to my brothers and everyone who uses motorcycles, or in general who uses vehicles. Let us take the safety precautions.
Yeah, more so in this period of the campaigns, nominations, and the sort. The excitement is always too much. But I think let us control these vehicles of ours, because at the end of it all, it is our life, it is our families that do suffer when we get these injuries. Or
exactly.
Yes.
So we have very many cases that are received in Mulago where people are bleeding into the brain.
Yes.
Why? It is a road accident, a border accident. Someone maybe was few cases, not few cases, but as compared to border accidents, we also receive cases that this one was banged, this one was hit with a bottle, this one was hit on the wall, this
but
one
at least
was
those that we can avoid, or we can in our control, or we try to avoid that. Mr. Ismail Kakande, we appreciate the disorders that you've discussed together. After appreciating, or after looking at these disorders, all the diseases of the nervous system, we've mentioned a few, I understand, but our dear viewer who has been seated since 3 p.m. watching this Alhidaayah show would like to understand what are the good practices, or what are your take-home or recommendations that someone can take to have that proper functioning of the nervous system per se.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Firstly, my first point will always be diet and nutrition.
Yes.
What is your choice when it comes to what you're going to eat?
Yes.
So the brain consumes the highest percentage. It's the organ that consumes the highest percentage of glucose in our body. It consumes over 20% of the total glucose that is supplied to the body.
Yes.
However, it is just 2% of your total weight. So it shows that the function of the brain is not proportionate to its size.
Yes.
So yes, the size is small, but its functioning is so profound. So on that point, we would recommend to everyone to always have a healthy diet.
Yes.
And by a healthy diet, I don't mean luxury foods. That locally prepared food,
is
that
better for
proper
us.
hydration, that everything that you know it's good. The
Putting my fruits and vegetables on the.
Very well. Yes. So our first line of defense should always be diet and nutrition. How do you space your meals?
Yes. I think one time here we shall dedicate one program or one session for just nutrition for our proper nervous system.
Exactly. This is knowledge that is not so common, but yet very, very important.
Yes.
So one time I would wish our presenter to host a specialist in the field of nutrition to explain to our dear viewers what is nutrition, how important is nutrition, and to what extent is it damaging by negligence of the general public.
Yes, because generally all the systems that we looked at the circulatory system, the digestive system, but at the end of it all these they always zero down to the nutrition. So I think inshallah next time or any other time we shall be having a nutritionist here to tell us now, or to give us that knowledge of how best we could care for our body through nutrition and diet. Mr. Ismail Kakande.
So the other good practices that we should adhere to is now exercise, coming in the second position.
Yes.
So there is a man called Lamarck. He posed should I call it a principle?
Is a scientist or?
he was a scientist who contributed so much to behavior and then evolution. But amongst his work, there is a statement which is widely used in the field of medicine of use and disuse. So when you use a body part, then it becomes proficient in functioning.
Yes, I think that is why some people, we see some men are muscular and they can brag around, and then some of us are a bit tiny because they go to the gym, spend their time, and then they use these muscles which end up now
bulging and all that. Yes. So let us have proper exercise. So exercise does not only increase muscle size, but it shall also increase endurance of these muscles. Shall also increase blood supply to all these organs. Then exercise relieves the stress, because once you exercise, the body will release a chemical we refer to as dopamine, or the feel happy hormone. So when you release this dopamine, then the body will feel relieved. If you had stress, it will all be depressed, because stress usually comes when some chemicals are in balance. Okay. Then other practices, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has forbidden us to use any form of intoxicant. Let it be alcohol, marijuana, anything that causes intoxication. So that when we dive to the mode of action of these intoxicants, basically they work on the nervous system, either by blocking nerve pathways that to prolong a certain effect. Maybe you want to be happy, or maybe you want to lift heavy things. Then you take a given chemical or substance to give you energy. My friend, that's not how it works. Rather, these chemicals work by blocking certain nerve pathways to prolong given facts. I'll give us a simple example. In 1942, during the World War, the actors in the World War employed a certain chemical. It was referred to as the nerve gas, and its effect was simply that it would just block it is a counterpart of a chemical referred to as acetylcholine. So it blocks the transmission. Yes, the transmission, and then it will prolong the effect of the respiratory muscles. That usually the muscles have to contract and relax. So when these chemicals block the pathway, the muscles will just contract and cannot relax. So when the respiratory muscles just contract, which means breathing is stopped, is compromised. Yes, because when they contract, maybe the chest is you're exhaling. So when you can't inhale, then you're dead. So this chemical was highly used during World War II as a weapon. Yes.
And thank you very much, Mr. Ismail Kakande, for this insightful session about Islam and science. I would like to remind our dear viewers that this is the Alhidaayah show every Monday, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m., where we appreciate Islam and science. And today we have appreciated the nervous system, or that system that communicates, or that is a mode or a means of communication to your body. Please, if you miss this show, always go to the Salam TV YouTube channel, search for Alhidaayah show. You will be viewing. Please comment back, because your feedback is of very great importance. It will determine the future of this program specifically. I'm going to remain Alkam Mayanja for the show, the host for this show. We meet next time. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward those who have fasted the white days that we completed yesterday. And for those who didn't manage to fast, please don't lose hope. Fasting is always here every week, Mondays, the Thursdays. So you can please make the intention and fast on this coming Thursday, Bidini Tabaraka wa ta'ala. Today in studio I've been with Mr. Ismail Kakande, a sports scientist and a nurse working with Gangu Medical Center. We're not going to proceed from here. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum.
Eno ye Salam TV.